Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us on KTN Prime. Now, confusion continues to grip the nation over the unprecedented collapse of the 7 billion shilling Galana Kulalu project 5 years since the irrigation scheme was launched to cure the country's perennial food shortage. This project follows other collapsed irrigation projects, including the multi-billion shilling Wikithuki irrigation scheme in Kitui, which collapsed only a few years after its launch in 2011 to cure the Ukambani food shortage. Tonight, Mrimi Mwangi reports on frustration of Kenyans over such collapsed projects and explains why experts might have to seek lessons from a similar project in West Pokot, which has survived 3 decades, turning vast acres of dry land into land of plenty.
Perhaps the perfect contrast between an oasis of plenty and a yawning wilderness. Believe it or not, though, this is the same place. In fact, on the same spot, only 8 years apart. The infamous 8 billion shillings Wikithuki irrigation scheme in Saikuru, Kitui County, which collapsed only a few years after its launch in 2011. A contrast perhaps best captured by raw emotions of residents here.
Unapata kama gunia 20, unatoa gunia 5, unaweka nyumbani, hii gunia nyingine 5, unaweza unapata pesa.
Makosa ni maji. Wakati maji ilikatika, ndio hii murati imekufa. Tayari imekufa. Haiko.
Frustrations which perhaps may not end anytime soon, as Kenyans come to terms with yet another white elephant. The 7 billion shillings on who between them is to blame for the project's collapse, a matter which has since been taken over by the Senate Agriculture Committee. But food security stakeholders might soon have to seek lessons some 430 kilometers from the city, in this green plateau under these mountains surrounded by this bushy neighborhood of Sigor, West Pokot County. The 32-year-old over 1,000 acres way irrigation scheme.
1 hectare we expect a harvest of 150,000 per hectare. So expenses can be 50,000, all the other ones. And a farmer can go home with 100,000 at the end of it all. If you calculate that one, it's a very good yield in 1 hectare.
But what has been done differently here that has not been replicated elsewhere? Established in 1987 through a partnership between the Kenya Foreign Affairs Ministry and the Italian Development Corporation, this project is owned by farmers in 1-acre parcels. The Agriculture Ministry's hand in the project is limited to the Kerio Valley Development Authority, with further facilitation coming in from the West Pokot County Government through supply of such farm inputs as fertilizer and planting seed to farmers. But stakeholders here tag their success on goodwill of the farmers, who continue to ditch their livestock herding escapades for jembes.
What we did as KVDA was to invest in a seed maize processing plant. In Sigor, before this seed maize processing plant was installed, farmers used to transport maize with their crops to Kitale, and they would also pay the cost of the crops.
What is lacking now, and which was agreed upon, is the issue of soil erosion control, which is yet to be handled. But we are calling upon the KFDA management to ensure that, because much of this land has already been affected by erosion.
But raking in billions of shillings like other similar projects, largely through grants from the Italian government, and being among most outstanding projects in the Kerio Valley, this project has lately been cause for constant friction between the county government and KVDA.
Why county government? Because it is a devolved function owned by
county government. Is just like national government. The activities that there is devolved is the activities of regulation, of ensuring that farming is done and certain standards are maintained. But if the county government wants to support farmers and they give seeds, that does not mean that is what they should be doing. It's just helping a specific farming group.
Nevertheless, as mega agriculture projects such as the Galana Kulalu and Wikithuki continue to crumble, the Way irrigation scheme remains a key talking point as policy experts re-strategize on how to resolve the food security headache. Mrimi Mwangi, KTN.